make things interesting. It's about 8 o'clock in the morning now, so I've left it a little while for the roads to dry out. So I don't want to chop the heck out of these roads, but the landowner said get out there. It's what happens this time of the year. And the little Suzuki, it doesn't make much of an impression on the road anyway, being nice and light. But yeah, having rain at this time of the year is pretty unseasonal for this place. It's madness. Anyway, we will get around the trap somehow. We've got to get around, because if we've got a dog in the trap, you just can't leave it there. But there's 1080 baits here as well, so I'm only going to let him off if I can actually see the beak. Well, we've been right around for probably 35 kilometres now and not a single dog track until I get to here. And this place here before the rain showed that there was good sign of at least one dog crossing through here just after the previous rain that was like 2 days before. Yeah, I get here and there's definitely a dog's come past and it hasn't committed. It's gone within 2 feet of this trap over here and hasn't gone in. So what I'll do is I'll put 2 more traps in here and I'll put a trail camera and let's just see what we've actually got. Now you can see where this dog has been tracking right through here. Okay, all his tracks are basically in the same place except for those. Right, there's someone right at the end of this little branch. What I might do is see if I can put one as a blind trap between that rock and that cow pad over there, right on the track, and let this animal walk through there, just walk over the top of it. I'll just put it as a straight blind trap, chain it back onto here. Now with this set, just using foam under the pad, I'm trying to keep it as natural as I can, but it's going to be hard because this soil here has got that water crust on it. So what I'll do is I'll actually set this and I'll try and wet it down and wet it so it glazes the top of the trap the same as what the rest of the ground is like. And you can see the freshest track that's there, old tracks either side right through, and I'll just use that little rock and the cow dung there as the 2 things to keep the animal going straight through here. And then I'll put 2 little stepping sticks and just try and get the animal to put its foot between. Then hide the chain all the way back and glaze it as well. Righto, that's not perfect because it's still wet, but as that seals down, as the sun gets on it, I'd say we're going to have a nice glaze over that area, and the trap is between those 2 little stepping sticks. We'll see what happens. Trail camera over this other side somewhere. Salt pan country. Country that just goes underwater when the king tides are on. It's incredible. But if there are any dogs kicking around here, especially after the recent rain, it'll show up. There's all kangaroos. Been having a bit of a party here. Look at that. And just over the other side of those mangroves there's a creek comes in. And there's a lizard in there that I thought is about 18 foot 6, but other people have had, they reckon, a better look at him. They reckon he's close on 20. He's one heck of a big lizard. Look at this, man, a boar pig, fellas. Look at that. Yeah, you're going the wrong way. He's going the other way. Come out of the mangroves. Come back in there. I was walking along here one day on one of these places. Came across some magnificent fossils. Look at this for a plug. Quartz. And that is one heck of a boar pig. Look at that next to my foot. That is a monster. We'll see if we can find that guy. Fellas, I just had a boar break out of here. And Skunk's gone after it. He's got it bailed up here, but it's not the good place for him because it's where the home of snapping handbags. Good boy. Brandon came back when he was told. Skunk's barking up over the top here on this stuff. Might not be able to get through. Another tidal runner. Well, I hope Skunk comes back. Lets that pig go because there's just too many tidal runners. There's a big one here in front of us now. It just stretches forever. He's on the other side. It must have swum across. Brandon, he came back. He's Skunk! He's going straight down to where this massive great bloody crocodile is. Skunk, good boy. Oh, good boy. You come. Found him. Good boy. Oh, good mate. Good mate. Oh, hang on. Oh, hang on. Sit down, sit down. Look at it. Oh, no. He's got a cut. Lie down, mate. Lie down. Oh, gee. Look at that. You got too close, dude. Shit. Well, I have to stitch you up, dude. Nothing else. Good boy, good boy. It's a flesh wound. You've had worse. Good boy. If we could have got those boars before they got out onto the mud flats, you'd have had a chance, but in this stuff, this is where you lose dogs easily. We're probably lucky we got him back with just a small wound, a couple of stitches, we'll have him right. But yeah, wild pigs in coastal country, they're a real problem. Glad you're not 10 foot tall. Now, as soon as we got Skunk back to the homestead, we grabbed a staple gun and we got some antiseptic and clotting cream and we put on the wound and we put some staples in like that. Now this is what, 3 days down the track, and yeah, we've left a little bit open down the bottom so it could drain, and that's healing really nice. Really good, isn't it, mate? And it wasn't even a whimper, not one whimper out of him at all. Good boy. Yep, good boy. So all that sort of stuff you can get from Weed and Seed there in Rockhampton, and they got everything to fix coughs and colds and warts on moles and frothy holes on pig dogs. And yeah, it's good to have some of that stuff with you just in case one of your dogs get ripped. Skunk, you big sook. Yeah, you're a big sook. You're a big sook. You are a big sook. Okay, we're checking now after night 3. I come along here where there's been no tracks at all. Guess what? The track. Straight up the road, straight up the drag. So there's hope. There's been very little sign, but I think I'm getting them stirred up. So the traps are all ahead of us. We've only checked 4 traps so far. Let's see what we can do up here. Couldn't believe that. Went back to shut the gate. Skunk, you idiot, you idiot. Skunk just jumped out of the vehicle and straight here and got caught in a trap. Right. He went straight over and put his foot in that trap. Now you saw that for yourself. I didn't stage that. That's just the way it happened. Skunk went straight out and whack, caught straight away. He give it one yip, I heard behind me. Show us the foot. Didn't hurt at all. Okay, you're going to get chained up in the truck. Get in the truck. I raced over there, just got him by the collar and gently stood on either sides of the trap and let him out, and it hasn't affected him at all. Right here, a big dog track. So after that rain, he's come along my track. Same dog, pretty cunning. So I might try a blind set in here. The cattle might wreck it, but I might try a blind set in that loose sand and make it look like it's part of that bank. I'll just put a drag over there. I'll stake it down. Whistlers. And I've got to say, the young guy that did the baiting here did it really well. He's very responsible. 380, I think, baits he put out, all tied up to trees where he could collect them. He just hasn't got around to collecting some of these ones, but they haven't been touched. Just been sitting there, haven't been a peg, nothing's taken them. A lot of people just throw them out, just go along and throw them out, and I've been guilty of that in the past when I was younger, and we'd be doing baiting programs and you just drop them out. But you never know where they are, and those baits there will still be as potent as the day they were made. They've had a little bit of rain on them, but really where they are under the shade of that tree there, yeah, that would kill a dog, any domestic dog that touched that. But the wild dogs have been through here. I see tracks on the road, haven't touched them. They're taking a little bit of working out, these dogs. I reckon I've got 2 dogs on the line up here and another dog on the other side of this big mountain. We're doing a loop of about 40 kilometres on this side, and you know, real rough country in the middle, no tracks or roads on it. The only road we've got is right around the outside, and yeah, big one on the other side there, he's actually kicking around with a big boar pig, and quite often you see that you'll have a big boar pig that'll be working an area, and there'll be a dingo sneaking around with it. And I think a lot of times what happens is if the dingo kills a roo or whatever, then the pig gets a free feed. If there's a dead cow, something like that there, then oftentimes the pig will rip it open or tip it upside down, and the dog gets a free feed. So a bit of a symbiotic relationship, and that seems to be what's over there. There's a big boar pig and a big dog on that other side. Here we've got a couple of younger ones, I reckon. I just pulled the trail cameras in, and the trail camera up here, we set a blind trap because I could see where the tracks were going through. The camera shows that this dog comes straight through and literally stepped over the top of that trap. Just a little bit of bad luck there. Maybe if it was just, you know, like a few inches further back, it would have put its foot straight on there, and we would have got a catch. It also shows there's a second dog that goes above it, or it might be the same dog, but I think it looks like a hairier dog, more fluffy. It seems to go above it, so they're going straight over the centre of that trap. They didn't sort of worry about that, but they're not interested in the scents that I'm using there. I'm using scat, I'm using urine, and I'm using a food-based lure on there. So I need to put something else in there that really gets them to get in there and get inquisitive. At the moment, I think they've got a lot of food. There's plenty of water. They're having fun chasing roos and wallabies. They're not hitting the calves. A few months ago, yeah, they were hitting calves. I think probably in a month or so's time they will be as well. So yeah, I'll go over here now and put a couple more blind sets in, put a camera back up, and let's see if we can get this animal. It shows one dog that comes in there, and I think it detects the camera because it's really hawks off to one side and it looks back over its shoulder. And I think it might have picked up something on the camera, a noise, or most people say that they can't, but I'm convinced that quite a few cameras the dogs can pick up on. It's just a big jigsaw puzzle you got to put together. Right, well, we've come right around this morning, whole loop at 40 kilometres, not a track on the road until we get right back to about probably 3 k's from the homestead. Big dog been through here. But yeah, these are the survivors. Now, we've come in after there's been guys in here with thermals. They shot a couple on a carcass sitting up there. By the sound of it, did a good job. Went down to a neighbour, did the same thing, where there's a group of dogs that they knew were coming in. Got those ones. They've done a big 1080 baiting program. So to me, the easy dogs are gone. The easy ones are gone. So here we are coming in at the tail end. And if there is 5 dogs here at the moment for us to go at over this 40 kilometre loop and all the big mountain ranges around, if there's 5 dogs there, I'd be very surprised. I think we're working on 3 dogs. So I've set another trap here, and basically what I think I'll do is I'll give it another 2 days, and if nothing fires, I'm still hopeful. I still think I can get 2 more dogs. But if nothing fires, I think the best thing I can do is pull the traps and just wait for when the landowner sees a bit more activity and come back then, because it's pretty hard being tail end Charlie. Yeah, 1 dog in 3 nights, it's tough going.